and welcome to Northwest Aerospace News Live. I'm Jennifer Ferrero, your host and a writer for the magazine. Today's guest is with NEWELL Corporation, Chris Nussbaum. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, Jennifer. Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Good to see you as well. And we have a special guest today, too, Dean Cameron, publisher of Northwest Aerospace News.
Hello, Jennifer and Chris. How are you today?
Good. It's good to see you.
Good
All
morning.
right. Well, let's learn a little bit more about NEWELL Corporation today and Chris's role and a little bit about what's going on in the aerospace industry here in the Northwest. So NEWELL Corporation, I guess you offer a full range of engineering and design and machining services. So tell me a little bit about the mission of the company.
Yeah, so our mission at NEWELL is it's pretty simple. We're just really here to provide outstanding engineering, fabrication, machining, and we kind of do it through like a practical approach where customers can deal directly with the technical experts that are doing the work. We have our program managers are always available, as is the president or myself as a sales executive, and we really just want to put you guys in touch with whatever you need and be there at every turn of your project to make sure that it goes smoothly and that it's done correctly and on time in a budget.
Hey, let me jump in real quick. Chris, you've told me before you guys manufacture everything from a thimble to something the size of a car.
Yeah.
And that's, along with your capabilities and service to your customer. Can you give us a quick idea of, is there a segment or something in that, do you specialize in the large product or is it really just across the board?
That's a great question. It is really kind of across the board. I mean, our elevator pitch is kind of, we can machine thimble to school bus. Our smallest machine can do 1 inch by 1 inch and sometimes even smaller. But then we have some gantries that can do 43 feet by 13 feet. So, we have those capabilities and it's really, the whole company is just based on whatever you need is what we can do. And we kind of pride ourselves on taking on the difficult things and the things that are, impossible to do and just get them done.
Well, fantastic. So you guys are located in what city and where do you ship to?
Yeah, so we're located in Arlington, Washington. We've been up there since the inception of the company in 1982. We originally picked that location, or I should say the original founders picked that location based on the industrial area in Everett. We work with customers worldwide right now. We ship all over the world. Mostly here on the West Coast, but we do have some customers in Europe. We do have some customers in South America. There's really no limits to where we can ship or who we can work with.
Great. And then are those mostly aerospace customers or do you work with a variety of industries?
Yeah, we're about 60-40. So between aerospace and space and defense, that's about 60% of our business. And then the other 40% of our business, we kind of say it's like commercial or heavy industrial. We're a certified Terex repair center. We've worked on locomotives, rock crushers, oil and gas transportation. We're kind of growing into our aerospace right now. We've really only been doing that for about 5 years. And it's been just an amazing growth area for us. And we've kind of taken a grassroots approach with having these mechanics and machinists and fabrication people that didn't really work in aerospace before. So they really have this outside of the box thinking and almost kind of like that farm mechanic mentality where it's like anything can be done. We just got to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. It seems to me that a lot of companies in the Northwest do diversify into different industries. Many of them do majority aerospace, and then others do medical or other industries as well. Do you find that to be true as well, Dean?
Oh, absolutely. Nowadays, if you're not diverse, you're going to find yourself in trouble. The aerospace industry took a hit here a couple of years ago, and everybody that was really 100% focused in aerospace, they're the ones that got hit the hardest. So diversification into medical, commercial, industrial, and then having your hands in aerospace and new aerospace technology is real important to success.
Great. All right. So, Chris, some of those primary company products for the aerospace industry, tell me about those.
Yeah, so we do a ton for satellites. We do quite a bit of interiors and as you can imagine, majority of that interior stuff is going in our smaller machine shop. It's not going on our large gantries. But then some of the space and satellite that we do does go on our large gantries. got some pictures shown right there of some of our tombstones. And we make a wide array of everything, but from machining and fabrication, we do a lot of tooling design, and tooling manufacturing. So we have 6 engineers on staff. And as you can see right there, that's one of our larger machines. And we can do just about anything. It's really incredible to be able to be part of a team that doesn't say no or doesn't shy away. That just says, you know what, and hits that project head on and just attacks it. And we use whatever resources we need to. And it's really nice because we have subject matter experts in every single area of our company, but we also cross-train. And those people that aren't subject matter experts that say they want to learn how to do some welding, well, we'll train you on site. We'll send you to school, because it's always good to have backfill on things. And we're always telling our managers and our executive team, train your replacement, because we're going to need you higher up the ladder. And we'd rather promote from within and really get someone that understands our culture to continue to work and grow as a company.
Hey, Chris, it sounds like you guys are, you focus yourselves real well on being able to move with the market. And currently today, there's been a number of issues that have been challenging for companies, supply and getting materials delivered on time, and transportation and so forth. Is Newell doing, you guys have anything? I mean, you guys utilize a lot of material. What are you guys doing to be able to support your customers with some of those material shortages and so forth?
Yeah, so we have seen a lot of that. Obviously, the last few years have been very challenging from a supply chain issue and just from a global issue, and everything that we dealt with some of this virus and going around. One of the things that we have is kind of a grassroots approach. Is our program managers really, they take care of a project cradle to grave. So they'll do the bidding on it. They'll receive the PO. They'll confirm the PO. They'll write all of the travelers. They'll buy the material. They'll follow it through the machine shop. They'll send it out for post-processing. And they're one point of contact. And so that's really helped us in terms of, we're not doing these bundle buys. These companies are allowing us to buy based on our total weight at the end of the year, but we're not having to wait for one buyer to get enough together. We just say, program management, get out there and get it. And if you need to bring it in early to support a customer, that's just part of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that sounds great, especially the cross training. And would you say that the cross training and having the subject matter experts is a big part of the company culture, or are there other things that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, no, that is definitely a huge part of the culture. I mean, the one thing that our culture at Newell is pride. I mean, everybody there has pride in their work. I mean, our average tenured employee is 5 to 7 years right now. We've got people there that have been there for 30 plus years, and they take pride in what they do, and they take pride in what leaves our shop, because that's our name that's being represented. And these guys proudly wear our gear while we're outside of the shop. We represent NEWELL Corp, and that means something to us. And that's what I love about the culture.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the greater community, the aerospace community, and some of our aerospace trade organizations. When you talk about wearing your NEWELL Corp shirts with pride and being proud of this organization, how do you represent this organization when you are at the PNAA meetings or PNDC? Yeah,
so I mean, we really, when we get there, I mean, our goal is to not only to be part of these organizations and really help continue to grow it, but our goal is to also volunteer at these organizations and give back as much as these organizations are giving to new employees, to scholarship programs. I mean, half of us wouldn't be here if there wasn't programs when we were younger in terms of trade schools and PNAA, PNDC, NWAC. All these organizations here in Washington State have been working very hard to keep this work here and recruit people into this industry. And we feel that it's important to volunteer and give back through donations, through time, because we want that next generation to be able to have these opportunities that we have. And it's a hotbed of aerospace and space work here in the Pacific Northwest. And if we lose our workers and we lose this work, then we don't have a ton to fall back on. So for us, we don't consider everybody our competition. Our biggest goal is to work with these organizations and and keep this work first and foremost in Washington State, and secondly in the United States, because we think that being built in the USA is really important. I mean, we need to keep that stuff home.
Gosh, I'd love Dean's perspective on that.
Well, Chris, I echo everything you just said. I mean, one of the things that's really exciting is the camaraderie amongst all of the different organizations and the cooperation. And it's the companies that participate, but it's also the camaraderie between the organizations. So PNAA and PNDC and NWAC, AFA and others, they work really hard to help each other. And so there's a lot of barriers that have been dropped as far as trying to protect, their territory, so to speak. And they're collectively working together. And one of the things you mentioned, I mean, across the country, there are other aerospace hotbeds. You look at South Carolina, you look at Georgia, you look at Southern California. And if we aren't collaborating as a group, saying a one message here in the Pacific Northwest, we're going to lose our standing. And so it's very, very important that we work together and we speak with one voice from a business level as well as a member-based organization level.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more on that, Dean. I mean, it is extremely important that we keep this work here in the Pacific Northwest. And like I said, as well as in the United States, I mean, there are some really great organizations. Like you mentioned, South Carolina, Georgia, Michigan's got a great one. North Florida's got a great organization. And they do a really good job. And I got to be honest with you, I think they learned a lot from watching us and learning from us and coming to our conferences and seeing that we all speak with one voice. These executive directors are having roundtables together so that they can bounce ideas off each other and say, hey, this is a little more in your area for lobbying, or this is a little more defense, or this is some interiors manufacturing, and really working together. And I feel like the state of Washington and Amandine and her group at Commerce has done a really good job of stepping up as well and supporting these organizations that support all the rest of us. I mean, it's extremely important that we all work together linearly and continue to grow and develop, but also collaborate, like you said. I mean, that's the word right now, is collaboration.
Well, wonderful. Thank you, guys. Chris, I really appreciate learning more about NEWELL Corp today. And Dean, what a treat to have you on our show as a special guest. If you'd like to learn more about NEWELL Corporation, go to newellcorp.com and then join us next time on Northwest Aerospace News Live to learn more about our regional aerospace industry. Goodbye.
Goodbye.